Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all having a great day today and we're all doing well. So there's kind of an update on the whole mouse and keyboard situation on console. I made a video a few weeks ago, or I think it was just last week, I'm not sure, basically talking about a recent tweet that was made by Ubisoft support saying that they are looking into trying to solve the problem of mouse and keyboard on console. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Rainbow Six Siege game on both Xbox and PS4 do not support mouse and keyboard, and the whole game itself is meant to be played on a controller. That's what sets it apart from PC. That's what makes it a unique experience. Playing on a controller on Siege versus playing on a mouse and keyboard in Siege are completely different experiences, and they should be experienced differently. And so many people have taken it upon themselves to buy a third-party adapter to use a mouse and keyboard. Now, Rainbow Six Siege on the console does not have aim assist, so then you start to get the whole issue with people having an unfair advantage, as it is much more easier to aim with a mouse than it is with a controller. So this has been an issue since launch, and there's not really been many ways coming around it and trying to fix it. But it seems like Ubisoft have really taken a step up to try and solve this problem. So in a DM with Ubisoft support, they actually told me this. They said, thanks for the update. I appreciate that you're eager to know Ubisoft's stance on the console players using keyboard and mouse in-game. This is a complex topic involving hardware, life, services, and security. We're working to deliver a global and reliable solution for detection, but do not have more info yet, as investigations are ongoing. Now, this is very great news for any legit console player, and it really shows that Ubisoft are trying to make a change in the game. Now, I'm not going to try and bite Ubisoft's head off over this, considering how hard it is to handle this issue. They've done what they needed to do on their behalf. They blocked the input for mouse and keyboard on the game, they did not support it, and they specifically stated that the game is meant to be played on a controller. If people are going to go against Ubisoft terms of service and what Ubisoft has said, and blatantly ignore them, that's cheating, and now Ubisoft had another problem. And I don't really think it should be up to them. I really think Sony and Microsoft should have something to do about this, but at the end of the day, it is Ubisoft rules. So I'm going to be honest, I don't really think Sony and Microsoft care, because it's not directly really affecting them, so they don't really care that much. So it sadly does come down to Ubisoft trying to fix it, because it is their terms of service and they're the ones that don't want it to happen. So sadly they have to somewhat come up with a fix for this, which is a shame, because their time could be spent much more on other stuff, but sadly people have to cheat and ignore their terms of service, so they have to dedicate time to stuff like this. And it just gives us more insight into what they're actually doing. So it does look like they are trying to find a reliable solution for detection of input devices. And I can imagine that being pretty hard, because if they do find a successful solution, then the people over who are making the adapters, they'll just try and find another way to come over it, which it isn't fun. What I really see is the people who make these adapters and stuff, they're really just going against Ubisoft when they do that. If they don't want the game to be played like that, you must respect it. It's their game. Play it as it's meant to be played. It's kind of an issue that has been caused by the community. You can't fault Ubisoft for this. It's the community that are doing it, and it'll be the same community that will start complaining about something else when they're part of the issue. If you're a mouse and keyboard on console, you're part of the issue that the console game has. I find it very hypocritical if you're going to go on and complain about other stuff. So I want to kind of address a point that a lot of people are making in the comment section of my last video regarding MNK on console, and they're basically saying an easy fix for this would be to allow cross-platform and stuff, and allow mouse and keyboard players on console. And I see that as very problematic for many reasons. First off, if you were to introduce that, you'd either have to have them on separate servers, so only mouse and keyboard players play against other mouse and keyboard players. If that were the case, then controller lobbies would be dead, you know, it would just split the community even more on console. You'd also still have the players using their adapters to play in the controller lobbies, because that'd be easier than playing PC players who are also on a mouse and keyboard if they do cross-platform. As well as this, if they don't split the servers up, so mouse and keyboard players with that input can play with controller players, then they just have to give controller players aim assist, which for me would just completely kill the game, in my opinion. One of the things that sets this game apart from other games is that on console with a controller it has no aim assist. I know you can turn it off in other games, but when everyone else is using it, it's just not fun. Call of Duty, for example, I've not really enjoyed that franchise for many years now, because I kind of see it as the same every year. They're really not hard games in my opinion. You just run, you can easily gun, and it gets really boring for me because I don't really find COD competitive anymore. It's a really easy game, and I'm not trying to say that like I'm bragging that I'm good at Call of Duty. It doesn't give me the satisfaction when I get a kill in COD than I do in Siege, because I know in COD I can easily just kind of lock onto a player because the game kind of does it for me, whereas on Siege it's kind of just how good you are with the joystick on a controller. So I see that as very problematic. If you want to split up the servers, it will kill, it will divide the community and kill practically controller lobbies. And if you want to integrate the servers together, you'll have to give controller aim assist, which will again be very problematic. But that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like if you did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. Be sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter, they are in the description. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.